healthcare professionals, we are always moving from one room to another. We serve as caregivers for our patients, and we help them in just about any way possible. A large portion of our job is assisting our patients in moving from one place to another. Here's the thing. No matter what you're lifting or moving, the human body doesn't change and your muscles perform the same actions. Before any lift, you want to ask yourself, how do I position my body so that I am the strongest and most protected? When you think about putting your body in the strongest position in every situation, it will become second nature to you regardless of the environment, object, or person you're interacting with. The only thing you are in complete control of is how you position your body and properly set yourself up. These body mechanics principles will help make you work smarter by putting less demand on your body so you can go home with more energy each day. Let's get started. Nearly everyone at one time or another has stated the words, "I just wasn't thinking," when they performed an activity that ended up with less than desirable results. Unfortunately, being in a hurry and not thinking often results in outcomes that are significantly more serious. When you stop for 2 seconds and think about the activity you are about to execute, this allows you to rethink your plans, make an adjustment, or recognize a hazard. When working with an agitated resident, these 2 seconds allows you to take a deep breath and remain calm. It is important to remain calm, not take anything they say personal. Put your hands down at your side, limit your eye contact, and calmly talk them down if possible. Agitated behaviors are not usually directed at an individual or a personal attack, but rather a mechanism to communicate need, want, or desire when they cannot explain to you verbally. This helps ease the situation. This principle is very important. It talks about how to position every part of your body so that your muscles are at their strongest and most protected. This is called the power position. An easy way to find the power position is to imagine that you are going to play a game of tug of war. You automatically stagger your stance, slightly squat, keeping your back straight with your elbows at your sides. It's impossible to get into this position 100% of the time, but you want to try and get as many body parts into their power position as often as you can. If we look at the legs, you notice they're not completely straight nor in a full squat. They're in the middle, where the muscles are in the position to generate the most force with the least effort. For your back, the power position supports the natural curves of the spine. You want your ears, shoulders, and hips to roughly form a straight line, putting your back in its strongest position and not bent over or rounded. You want your elbows at your sides slightly bent with your wrists straight. Your body is much weaker when out of this position. It is also the position you want to use when you are performing an assisted controlled fall, when you're unable to correct when a patient loses their balance while holding on to the transfer belt. In this position, you can use your legs to assist with the transfer or lowering the patient to the ground. This is basically re-emphasizing the power position for your back. A load at arm's reach is 7 to 10 times heavier on the back than a load kept close to the body, because you are engaging smaller muscles which fatigue faster. This leads to rounding of the back to compensate for fatigue or weakness, moving your body out of alignment. By getting closer, even just a little bit, the demand goes down and the back is in a stronger position. Remember, the goal is not a perfect lift, because realistically, it is not always possible. The goal is to make a lift better functionally and less demanding on your back. Whenever you are assisting a patient with a transfer, ambulating, or performing ADLs, you want to keep the patient close to prevent a fall if they lose their balance. This is also something you want to do when you're lifting. For example, a resident's leg to place it on the bed or a wheelchair leg rest. Once again, this principle is focused on keeping your back's natural curves in alignment. Many times, we find ourselves leaning forward while working with a patient performing ADLs without any support for our upper body. This is when we want to try and build a bridge by using one hand to provide much needed support and stability. When you find yourself having to lean to complete a task or reach for an item, you want to use your free hand for support by building a bridge to take the weight off of your back and put it onto your arm. This is a good position to use when you have to retrieve an item off of a floor, performing in-bed ADLs, or just regular ADLs. When you have to lift something with two hands, you are going to want to stagger your stance, take a knee, or squat, because once again, you want to take the weight off of your back and put it on the leg instead. Anytime you have to lift a patient's leg to place it on a leg rest or into bed, you want to grab the leg with both hands and build a bridge with your legs to avoid bending over at the waist. Whether you are using your free arm or a leg to take the weight off of your back, it is all about keeping the curves of your back in their neutral position, the best you can. Again, this means your ears, shoulders, and hips roughly form a straight line. It is so important to warm up your muscles before you start any physical activity. Why do athletes warm up before a game? So their bodies can perform at their top level. Just like an athlete, we need to warm our bodies up before starting functional movements so we can perform our jobs adequately and safely. When you warm up, you increase the blood flow to your muscles, which enhances muscular flexibility, and it lubricates your joints to allow your body to perform at its maximum potential. Stretching throughout your shift allows your muscles to recover from the work you've already performed. Your muscles are nice and warm from the activities you've done, which allows you to get a deeper stretch, increasing flexibility and preventing injury. So, remember these simple and easy to apply body mechanics principles. Your body will thank you. Have a great day.